My name is Harper Stevens. I'm 29 years old, and I had just spent $28,000 of my own money to purchase first-class flights for my entire family to attend my destination wedding in California, believing that investing in their comfort and convenience would ensure they'd be there to celebrate the most important day of my life with the man I loved. What I discovered 3 days before my wedding was that my parents, Edward and Sharon Stevens, my brother Lucas, and his wife Ashley, had rebooked all the flights I purchased to take a Caribbean cruise instead, sending me a text message that said, "You don't deserve us at your wedding. We're using your money for a real family vacation," leaving me with empty seats at my reception and the devastating realization that my family valued a tropical getaway more than witnessing my marriage. What my family didn't know was that their cruel betrayal and theft of my wedding investment was about to backfire spectacularly, because the empty seats they created would soon be filled by celebrity clients and influential business contacts who would transform my abandoned wedding into the most star-studded celebration of the year, generating media attention and business opportunities that would make their pathetic cruise vacation look like the cheap substitute for genuine success that it really was. The dream wedding that would ultimately expose my family's true priorities had been planned for over a year as a destination celebration in Napa Valley, where my fiancé Michael and I wanted to exchange vows surrounded by the people who loved and supported us in an elegant vineyard setting that reflected our shared appreciation for beauty, quality, and meaningful relationships. My decision to plan a destination wedding in California had been motivated by our desire to create an intimate celebration in a spectacular location. But I was also aware that the travel requirements might create financial challenges for family members who had limited resources for luxury vacation expenses and first-class airline tickets. "I want everyone we love to be able to attend without worrying about the cost," I had told Michael during our early planning discussions. "So I'm going to cover all the travel expenses to make sure money isn't a barrier for anyone who wants to celebrate with us." My career as a marketing executive at a prestigious Los Angeles firm had been successful enough to allow me to invest substantially in ensuring that our wedding would be accessible to family members, regardless of their financial situations, because I believed that sharing important milestones with loved ones was worth any expense. The guest list included my parents Edward and Sharon, my older brother Lucas and his wife Ashley, along with their 2 children, several aunts and uncles, and close family friends who had been part of my life for years, but who couldn't afford first-class California travel on their own budgets. "Harper's always been generous with family expenses," my mother Sharon had said when I explained my plan to cover everyone's travel costs. "And we appreciate that she wants us all to be part of her special day. A California wedding sounds lovely, and it's wonderful that she can afford to make it possible for everyone." The total cost of purchasing first-class flights for 12 family members was $28,000, representing a substantial investment that reflected both my financial success and my deep commitment to sharing my wedding celebration with the people who had shaped my life and supported my personal and professional development. The first-class tickets I purchased included premium meals, comfortable seating, priority boarding, and other amenities that would make the cross-country travel experience pleasant and luxurious for family members who rarely had opportunities to experience high-end airline service. "These tickets are amazing, Harper," my brother Lucas had said when I sent him the flight confirmations. "First-class service and perfect timing for the wedding weekend. You've really outdone yourself with the travel arrangements, and Ashley and the kids are so excited about the California trip." The confirmation from Lucas that everyone was excited about attending the wedding had reassured me that my investment in their comfort and convenience would ensure their enthusiastic participation in celebrating my marriage to Michael in the beautiful Napa Valley setting we had chosen. My relationship with my family had always been characterized by my role as the financial contributor and problem solver, who could be counted on to fund gatherings, celebrations, and activities that brought everyone together, while rarely receiving the same level of support or investment in my own important milestones. "Harper handles all the planning and expenses for family events," Edward would tell relatives who commented on the elegant gatherings I organized and funded. "She's successful in business, and enjoys being able to treat the family to nice experiences that we couldn't afford on our own. The pattern of my financing family celebrations while receiving limited recognition for my own achievements had been established over years of birthday parties, anniversary dinners, holiday gatherings, and vacation trips that I planned and paid for, while other family members enjoyed the benefits without acknowledging the effort and expense involved. But my wedding was different because it represented my personal milestone rather than a general family celebration, and I had assumed that my investment in their attendance would be reciprocated with genuine enthusiasm and support for my marriage, rather than being taken for granted as just another expense I was expected to cover. The wedding venue I had selected was a prestigious Napa Valley winery, known for hosting celebrity events and high-profile celebrations, with vineyard views, gourmet catering, and luxury accommodations that would create an unforgettable experience for everyone who attended. "This venue is absolutely perfect for your wedding," the event coordinator had told me during our planning meetings. "The setting is spectacular and will create an elegant celebration that reflects your style and provides a beautiful backdrop for your marriage ceremony and reception." The comprehensive wedding package included ceremony and reception spaces, gourmet dining for 150 guests, premium wine pairings, professional photography, floral arrangements, and luxury transportation that would ensure every aspect of the celebration met the highest standards of quality and sophistication. But beyond the luxury amenities and beautiful setting, what mattered most to me was sharing this milestone with family members who had been part of my journey, and who would witness my commitment to Michael while celebrating the beginning of our life together as a married couple. The final wedding preparations had been completed with excitement and anticipation as I confirmed details with vendors, reviewed seating arrangements that included my family at prominent tables near the wedding party, and ensured that every element of the celebration would honor both my relationship with Michael and my connections to the people who mattered most in my life. "Everything is perfectly arranged for your family's arrival," my wedding planner had confirmed during our final meeting. "Their first-class flights, luxury hotel accommodations, and reserved seating at the reception will ensure they have a wonderful experience celebrating your marriage. Have you ever invested your heart and money into ensuring your family could celebrate your most important day, believing that your generosity would be matched by their love and support?" That's exactly what I thought I was doing as I prepared for a wedding that would ultimately teach me the difference between family members who celebrate your happiness and relatives who resent your success while taking your generosity for granted. The devastating discovery that would transform my dream wedding into a lesson about family priorities was about to unfold in the most cruel and heartbreaking way imaginable. The family dynamics that would ultimately lead to the most devastating betrayal of my life had been shaped by decades of differential treatment, where my achievements were minimized, while my brother Lucas received praise and support, despite his consistent pattern of financial irresponsibility and dependence on others to solve problems he created through poor decisions. Growing up, Lucas had been positioned as the family's golden child, whose potential was constantly celebrated, while my actual accomplishments were treated as expected rather than exceptional, creating a dynamic where I learned to seek approval through generosity and service rather than recognition for my individual success. "Lucas has such natural charisma and leadership abilities," my parents would tell relatives, describing qualities they claimed to see in my unemployed brother while overlooking the marketing campaigns I was developing for major corporations and the professional recognition I was earning in a competitive industry. My role in the family had gradually evolved into being the reliable problem solver who could be counted on to fund celebrations, cover emergencies, and provide financial support whenever Lucas's poor planning or impulsive decisions created crises that required external intervention and assistance. The pattern had been established during our 20s when I was building my career while Lucas was dropping out of college, starting failed businesses, and creating debt obligations that my parents expected me to help resolve through loans and gifts that were never repaid or acknowledged. "Harper's successful career means she can help family members who are still finding their way," Edward would explain when relatives questioned why I was constantly funding Lucas's lifestyle while receiving minimal support for my own goals and celebrations. "Lucas is focusing on building his family and being a good father," Sharon would add, treating his unemployment and financial dependence as noble sacrifice rather than recognizing that my career success was subsidizing his ability to avoid adult responsibilities. The births of Lucas's children had intensified my parents' favoritism while creating new expectations that I would fund increasingly elaborate celebrations and provide ongoing financial support for a growing family that viewed my success as their resource rather than my individual achievement. "The grandchildren are the most important thing in our lives now," Patricia would say, making it clear that my wedding would be considered less significant than any event involving Lucas's family, regardless of the effort and expense I invested in creating meaningful celebrations. My historic pattern of funding family gatherings had included Lucas's children's birthday parties with elaborate themes, catering, and entertainment that cost thousands of dollars while generating appreciation directed toward Lucas and Ashley as the parents, rather than recognition for me as the person who made the celebrations possible. "Uncle Lucas and Aunt Ashley throw the best birthday parties," the children would say, apparently unaware that their festivities were entirely funded by the aunt whose own milestones received minimal attention or investment from family members who took her generosity for granted. The anniversary celebrations I had planned and funded for my parents were similarly attributed to their success as a couple rather than acknowledged as gifts that reflected my love and financial commitment to honoring their relationship through expensive venues, gourmet catering, and luxury experiences they couldn't afford independently. "Edward and Sharon know how to celebrate in style," family friends would comment after attending elegant anniversary parties that I had organized and funded entirely through my own resources, while my parents accepted credit for celebrations they could never have created or afforded. Even holiday gatherings and family vacations had become my financial responsibility, as my parents increasingly expected me to cover costs for trips and celebrations that included Lucas's family, while treating my contributions as obligations rather than generous gifts that should have generated gratitude and reciprocal support. "Harper can afford to treat the family to nice experiences," Lucas would say casually, "and it's good for her to share her success with people who haven't been as fortunate in their careers or financial situations." The characterization of my professional success as fortune, rather than the result of hard work and strategic career development, revealed my family's fundamental misunderstanding of both my achievements and their continued expectation that I should subsidize their lifestyle choices. But while I was consistently funding family celebrations and solving financial problems, my own milestones and achievements received minimal recognition or investment from relatives who treated my success as evidence that I didn't need support, rather than understanding that everyone deserves family celebration of their important moments. My promotion to senior marketing executive had been mentioned briefly at a family dinner before conversation returned to Lucas's job search and the family support he needed to find appropriate employment despite his limited qualifications and poor work history. "It's nice that Harper got promoted," Sharon had said dismissively. "But Lucas needs help finding a position that matches his leadership potential and family responsibilities. Maybe Harper can use her business contacts to help him find something suitable." The expectation that my professional success should be leveraged to solve Lucas's employment problems while generating no recognition for my own career advancement was typical of family dynamics that consistently prioritized his needs over my achievements. My purchase of a beautiful home had been treated as evidence of my financial stability rather than celebrated as a milestone worthy of family recognition, with conversations quickly shifting to how my success could benefit Lucas's family through babysitting support, financial assistance, or housing help. "Harper's new house has plenty of space," Ashley had suggested during family discussions about holiday hosting, "and she doesn't have children to worry about, so it makes sense for her to handle the family gatherings that require more room and preparation." The assumption that my home should become the default venue for family celebrations because I didn't have children to worry about revealed my family's view that my personal space and time were less valuable than Lucas's convenience and comfort. But the most painful aspect of these family dynamics was the way my relationship milestones had been consistently minimized or overlooked, as if my romantic happiness was less important than maintaining focus on Lucas's family development and the grandchildren who represented my parents' primary source of pride and attention. My engagement to Michael had been acknowledged politely, but without the enthusiasm that greeted Lucas's children's accomplishments, and my wedding planning had been treated as personal indulgence rather than family milestone worthy of the same investment and excitement that my parents showed for Lucas's events. "Weddings are nice for the couple involved," Edward had said when I shared my engagement news, "but family is really about children and grandchildren who carry on the family legacy. Your marriage is important to you personally, but it doesn't change our family structure the way grandchildren do." The dismissive attitude toward my wedding as personal rather than family celebration should have warned me that my investment in ensuring their attendance might not be reciprocated with genuine enthusiasm or appreciation for the milestone I was inviting them to share. Have you ever realized that your family treated your achievements as obligations to help them while viewing your milestones as personal indulgences that didn't deserve their investment or enthusiasm? That's exactly what I was beginning to understand as I planned a wedding for people who had never shown equivalent interest in celebrating my happiness or success. The $28,000 investment in their comfort and attendance was about to reveal whether my family's love was genuine or whether their relationship with me was primarily financial and conditional on my continued willingness to fund their preferences while receiving minimal support for my own important moments. The devastating discovery of my family's ultimate betrayal began 3 days before my wedding, when I received a text message from Lucas that would shatter my understanding of their priorities and reveal the cruel extent to which they were willing to exploit my generosity while destroying my most important celebration. "Change of plans for the wedding," Lucas's message read with casual indifference. "We decided to take a family cruise instead. Already rebooked all the flights you bought us for the Caribbean. You don't deserve us at your wedding anyway. This is a real family vacation that we'll actually enjoy." The words hit me with such devastating force that I initially couldn't process what I was reading, because the idea that my family would use my wedding investment to fund their own vacation while deliberately missing my marriage ceremony was so cruel and incomprehensible that my mind struggled to accept the reality of their betrayal. I immediately called Lucas to confirm whether his message was serious or some kind of misguided joke, but his response was even more heartless than his original text, revealing that their decision to abandon my wedding was both deliberate and malicious. "We rebooked the first-class tickets you bought for a Caribbean cruise," Lucas explained with obvious satisfaction. "The airline let us change the destination and even refunded the difference to our account. We're taking a real family vacation instead of sitting through your boring wedding in California." The casual way Lucas described stealing my $28,000 wedding investment to fund their cruise while characterizing my marriage ceremony as boring was so callous that I struggled to respond, because I was processing not just financial theft, but also the emotional cruelty of their complete dismissal of my happiness. "You used the flights I bought for my wedding to take yourselves on vacation?" I asked, hoping I had misunderstood the magnitude of their betrayal. "Those tickets were specifically for celebrating my marriage to Michael. How could you steal my wedding money for your own trip?" "You always pay for family stuff anyway," Lucas replied dismissively, "and weddings are just parties that cost too much money. A cruise is a better use of those tickets than sitting through vows and speeches that nobody really cares about." The revelation that my family viewed my wedding as just a party that nobody really cares about, while treating my financial investment as their entitlement to fund their own vacation preferences, was both heartbreaking and illuminating about their true character and priorities. But Lucas's explanation was only the beginning of discoveries that would reveal the full scope of their planning and coordination to exploit my wedding generosity while inflicting maximum emotional damage through their deliberate absence from my most important day. "Mom and Dad are excited about the cruise too," Lucas continued. "They said they'd rather spend a week in the Caribbean than pretend to care about your wedding. We all agreed that you don't really deserve family support when you're just showing off your money with an expensive California wedding." The revelation that my parents had not only supported, but actively participated in the decision to steal my wedding investment for their own vacation while expressing explicit contempt for my marriage celebration was devastating, beyond anything I could have imagined about family betrayal. Ashley found a great deal on the cruise by using your frequent flyer miles too, Lucas added with obvious pride in their theft. So we're getting upgraded cabins and premium dining packages. Thanks for funding our family vacation. It's going to be amazing. The discovery that they had not only stolen my wedding flights but also raided my frequent flyer accounts to upgrade their stolen vacation was a level of exploitation that revealed systematic planning rather than impulsive decision-making about missing my wedding. When I checked my airline accounts, I discovered that they had indeed accessed my frequent flyer miles to upgrade their stolen flights and cruise transfers, generating thousands of dollars in additional vacation benefits using loyalty points I had earned through years of business travel for work. The comprehensive nature of their theft extended beyond just the original flight costs to include misappropriation of my travel rewards, credit card points, and airline benefits that they had somehow convinced customer service representatives to transfer to their accounts without my explicit authorization. We told the airline that you wanted to surprise us with a family vacation, Lucas explained when I demanded to know how they had accessed my frequent flyer accounts, and they were happy to help coordinate the gift transfer. Customer service was very accommodating once we explained that you were treating the family to a cruise celebration. The systematic fraud that my family had committed against my travel accounts required coordination and planning that made their theft premeditated rather than spontaneous, demonstrating that they had been plotting to exploit my wedding generosity while deliberately sabotaging my celebration. But perhaps the most devastating aspect of their betrayal was discovering their social media posts from the cruise ship, where they were actively celebrating their theft of my wedding investment, while mocking my marriage and ridiculing my emotional response to their absence. Family vacation funded by my sister's guilt money, Lucas had posted on Instagram alongside photos of the family enjoying first-class cruise amenities, finally taking a trip that's actually worth the investment instead of sitting through boring wedding vows. Ashley's social media posts were equally cruel, featuring photos of their upgraded cruise cabin with captions like, "When your sister pays for your dream vacation instead of her nightmare wedding," and "Caribbean cruise beats California wedding any day. Thanks, Harper." My parents' participation in the social media mockery included photos of themselves enjoying cruise dining with captions about spending Harper's money on something we'll actually remember, and family vacation without the wedding. Drama. The discovery that my family was not only absent from my wedding, but actively celebrating their theft while publicly humiliating me on social media was a level of cruelty that revealed character defects I had never recognized or anticipated in people I had loved and supported for years. The wedding seating chart that I had carefully arranged to honor my family with prominent tables near the wedding party now showed 12 empty seats that represented not just their absence, but their deliberate choice to prioritize a vacation over witnessing my marriage to Michael. "We need to adjust the seating arrangements," my wedding planner said gently when I explained that my entire family would be absent. 12 empty seats at prominent tables will be very noticeable to other guests and might create an awkward atmosphere during the reception. The practical reality of having to redesign my wedding around my family's absence while they posted cruise photos using money I had intended for their celebration was both logistically challenging and emotionally devastating as I processed the magnitude of their betrayal. Have you ever discovered that people you loved and financially supported for years were not only willing to steal from your most important celebration, but also to mock your happiness while enjoying the benefits of their theft? That's exactly what I was experiencing as my family's true character was revealed through their treatment of my wedding investment and their cruel social media celebration of my devastation. But their betrayal was about to create an opportunity that would transform their theft into the foundation for the most spectacular wedding celebration and business networking event of my career. The moment of devastating clarity that followed discovering my family's theft and public humiliation was also the moment when I realized that their absence from my wedding had created an opportunity to transform their betrayal into the most spectacular celebration and networking event of my professional career. Standing in my hotel room surrounded by evidence of their systematic theft and social media mockery, I made a calculated decision that would turn their cruel abandonment into the foundation for business relationships and social connections that would benefit my career for years to come. 12 empty seats at prominent wedding tables, I said to myself, reviewing the seating chart that had been designed to honor family members who had chosen a cruise over my marriage. 12 opportunities to invite people who actually value my success and want to celebrate my happiness. My work as a marketing executive for high-profile clients had created professional relationships with celebrities, business moguls, and influential public figures who had expressed genuine interest in my personal life and career development, making them natural candidates to fill the spaces my family had abandoned. The first call I made was to my assistant, who maintained contact information for celebrity clients and industry connections who might be available for a last-minute invitation to what I was about to position as the most exclusive wedding celebration of the year. "I need you to reach out to our A-list client roster," I explained, "and let them know that unexpected cancellations have created availability at my Napa Valley wedding this weekend. Position it as an intimate celebration with very limited seating for people who appreciate quality and exclusivity." The response to my celebrity invitations was immediate and enthusiastic, as several high-profile clients who had worked with my marketing firm expressed excitement about attending what they correctly perceived as a sophisticated celebration in one of California's most prestigious wedding venues. "Harper, I would love to celebrate your wedding," responded Marcus Chen, the Academy Award-winning actor whose recent film campaign I had managed. "Napa Valley weddings are always spectacular, and I'm honored to be included in such an intimate celebration." The Grammy-winning musician whose album launch I had coordinated, was equally enthusiastic about attending, as were the tech entrepreneurs, fashion designers, and entertainment industry executives who had become both clients and friends through my professional work in celebrity marketing. "This is going to be an incredible networking opportunity disguised as a wedding celebration," my assistant observed as RSVPs poured in from celebrities and business leaders who were excited about attending what had transformed from a family gathering into an exclusive industry event. But beyond just filling empty seats, I was also beginning to understand that my family's absence would eliminate the social embarrassment and professional awkwardness that might have resulted from mixing my sophisticated client relationships with relatives who had never understood or appreciated my career success. "Your family's absence actually improves the event demographics," my wedding planner noted as we revised arrangements to accommodate celebrity guests and their security requirements. "High-profile attendees prefer intimate celebrations without complicated family dynamics or people who might create social media problems." The irony that my family's theft had inadvertently created the perfect guest list for advancing my career while eliminating potential embarrassment was beginning to transform my devastation into excitement about the opportunities their betrayal had unexpectedly provided. The venue coordinator was equally enthusiastic about the celebrity guest list changes, as hosting high-profile entertainment and business figures would generate publicity and prestige for the winery that extended far beyond typical wedding celebrations. "Celebrity weddings create significant marketing value for our venue," the coordinator explained, "and having A-list guests will generate social media attention and industry recognition that benefits everyone involved in creating this celebration." The revised wedding plans included enhanced security, premium service levels, and luxury amenities that reflected the expectations of celebrity guests, while creating an experience that would exceed anything my family could have imagined when they chose their cruise over my marriage. "Professional photographers will be documenting this celebration for entertainment industry publications," I informed Michael, "and our wedding is going to receive the kind of media coverage that money can't buy while advancing both our careers through association with influential attendees." Michael's response to the celebrity guest list transformation was supportive and excited, as he understood that our wedding was becoming a professional networking opportunity that would benefit his business career while demonstrating that our relationship attracted respect and celebration from successful people. "Your family's absence is revealing that we don't need their approval or attendance to have an extraordinary celebration," Michael observed, "and the people who are choosing to celebrate with us actually understand and value what we've accomplished professionally." The final wedding preparations included coordinating with celebrity security teams, arranging luxury transportation for high-profile guests, and ensuring that every aspect of the celebration would meet the standards expected by people accustomed to exclusive events and sophisticated service. This wedding is going to be featured in industry publications and social media coverage that will establish you as one of the most connected marketing executives in entertainment, my assistant predicted. "Your family's theft has accidentally created the best career advancement opportunity you could have imagined." But perhaps the most satisfying aspect of the celebrity guest list was knowing that my family would see social media coverage of the spectacular celebration they had missed while they were posting cruise photos that would look pathetic in comparison to the star-studded wedding they had abandoned. When your family sees photos of Academy Award winners and Grammy recipients celebrating your marriage, my wedding planner said, they're going to understand that they chose a mediocre cruise over a once-in-a-lifetime networking and social opportunity. The transformation of my wedding from family gathering to celebrity event was complete, and I was finally excited about celebrating my marriage with people who genuinely valued my success and wanted to share in my happiness rather than exploit my generosity while mocking my achievements. Have you ever discovered that toxic people's absence from your celebration created space for extraordinary opportunities and relationships that exceeded anything their presence could have provided? That's exactly what I was experiencing as my family's betrayal transformed into the foundation for the most spectacular wedding and career advancement event I could have imagined. The cruise photos they were posting while stealing my money were about to be overshadowed by celebrity wedding coverage that would make their vacation look like the cheap substitute for genuine success that it really was. The wedding celebration that my family had abandoned for their stolen cruise became the most spectacular and professionally significant event of my life, when 12 celebrity clients and industry leaders filled the seats that should have been occupied by relatives who had chosen vacation over witnessing my marriage to Michael. The ceremony itself was transformed into an elegant affair that attracted the attention of entertainment industry photographers and social media influencers who were documenting the unexpected gathering of A-list celebrities, successful entrepreneurs, and creative industry leaders who had come to celebrate my marriage in the prestigious Napa Valley setting. "This is one of the most beautifully orchestrated celebrity weddings I've covered," wrote the entertainment reporter from People magazine. "Harper Stevens has created an intimate celebration that brings together the most influential voices in marketing, entertainment, and business for a truly exclusive experience." The guest list that included Academy Award winners, Grammy recipients, best-selling authors, and Fortune 500 executives created an atmosphere of sophistication and success that exceeded anything I could have achieved with family members who had never understood or appreciated my professional accomplishments. Marcus Chen's presence at the ceremony generated immediate social media attention, as photographers captured images of the celebrated actor participating in my wedding celebration, while my family was posting cruise ship buffet photos that looked increasingly pathetic in comparison. "Congratulations to marketing genius Harper Stevens on her beautiful Napa Valley wedding," Marcus posted on Instagram alongside professional photos from the ceremony. "Honored to celebrate this incredible woman who has transformed entertainment marketing through her innovative campaigns and creative vision." The social media coverage from celebrity guests created a viral celebration of my wedding that generated more publicity and professional recognition than any marketing campaign could have achieved, while my family's cruise posts were lost in the noise of genuine celebrity endorsement and industry acclaim. The Grammy-winning musician whose album I had promoted performed an impromptu acoustic set during the reception, creating a magical moment that was captured by professional photographers and shared across social media platforms by guests who were documenting the unexpected entertainment. "Surprised my marketing executive friend Harper with a few songs at her stunning wedding celebration," the musician posted. "This woman has revolutionized music marketing and deserves all the happiness in the world." The spontaneous performance created exactly the kind of unique wedding memory that money couldn't buy, while demonstrating the genuine affection and respect that successful people had for my professional work and personal character. But perhaps the most satisfying aspect of the celebrity wedding coverage was knowing that my family was seeing evidence of the spectacular celebration they had missed while they were enjoying their stolen cruise vacation and posting photos that revealed the mediocrity of their choice compared to the extraordinary opportunity they had abandoned. The tech entrepreneur whose product launch I had managed shared wedding photos with captions about innovative marketing leadership, while the fashion designer whose brand I had repositioned posted images celebrating creative collaboration and professional excellence. Harper represents the future of celebrity marketing, wrote the business mogul whose corporate reputation I had rehabilitated. Her wedding celebration brings together the most creative and successful professionals in entertainment, demonstrating the respect and admiration she has earned through groundbreaking work. The comprehensive social media coverage from multiple celebrity guests created a narrative about my wedding that positioned me as one of the most connected and respected marketing executives in the entertainment industry, generating professional recognition that would benefit my career for years. Wedding coverage in Entertainment Weekly, People magazine, and Variety represents millions of dollars in publicity value, my assistant calculated. Your family's absence created space for the kind of celebrity endorsement and industry recognition that most marketing executives spend their entire careers trying to achieve. The venue coordinator was equally amazed by the media attention and industry buzz that the celebrity guest list had generated, as professional photographers and entertainment journalists documented what had become an industry event rather than just a personal celebration. This wedding will be featured in luxury lifestyle publications and entertainment industry magazines, the coordinator informed me, and the celebrity attendance has established this venue as a premier destination for high-profile celebrations. But beyond the professional benefits and media coverage, what mattered most was celebrating my marriage with people who genuinely wanted to share in my happiness, rather than exploit my generosity while mocking my achievements behind my back. The conversations during the reception revealed that my celebrity clients had become genuine friends who respected my work and cared about my personal well-being, creating exactly the kind of supportive relationships that healthy families should provide, but that my blood relatives had never offered. Your family's absence allowed us to see what these celebrations should really be about, one of the business leaders observed. Surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your success, rather than people who resent your achievements while taking your support for granted. The wedding photos that would be published in major magazines showed me surrounded by successful, accomplished people who were genuinely happy to celebrate my marriage, creating a visual narrative about the kind of relationships that successful people build when they stop accepting treatment that doesn't match their worth. These photos tell the story of what happens when you prioritize relationships with people who appreciate your value, Michael observed as we reviewed the professional wedding coverage. Your family missed the opportunity to be part of something truly special, while the people who respect you created unforgettable memories. The stark contrast between my spectacular celebrity wedding coverage and my family's cruise ship vacation posts was exactly the kind of visual evidence that would make their theft and abandonment look like the petty, short-sighted decision it had always been. Have you ever experienced the satisfaction of seeing toxic people's absence from your celebration create space for extraordinary relationships and opportunities that exceeded anything their presence could have provided? That's exactly what I was experiencing as my family's betrayal transformed into the foundation for career advancement and social connections that would benefit me for decades. Their cruise vacation funded by my stolen wedding money was about to look even more pathetic when the entertainment industry magazines hit newsstands featuring my star-studded celebration. The immediate aftermath of my celebrity wedding created exactly the kind of professional and social media buzz that demonstrated the extraordinary opportunities my family had forfeited when they chose their stolen cruise over witnessing my marriage to Michael in front of influential industry leaders who could have advanced their careers and social standing. Within hours of the ceremony, My wedding photos were trending on social media platforms as entertainment journalists and celebrity watchers shared images of the unexpected gathering of A-list talent, successful entrepreneurs, and creative industry leaders who had come together to celebrate my marriage in the exclusive Napa Valley setting. Harper Stevens' wedding guest list reads like a who's who of entertainment and business excellence, wrote the celebrity correspondent for Entertainment Tonight. This marketing executive has clearly earned the respect and friendship of the most successful people in multiple industries. The viral nature of the wedding coverage meant that my family's cruise posts were being seen in the context of the spectacular celebration they had missed, making their vacation choice look increasingly foolish and short-sighted, as evidence mounted of the networking and social opportunities they had abandoned. My phone was exploding with congratulations from business contacts, industry colleagues, and professional acquaintances who had seen the wedding coverage and were impressed by the celebrity guest list that demonstrated my connections and influence within the entertainment marketing community. "Incredible wedding coverage, Harper," wrote the CEO of a major entertainment conglomerate. "Your celebration shows the kind of industry relationships that define successful marketing leadership. Let's schedule a meeting about potential collaboration opportunities." The business inquiries that resulted from wedding publicity included consulting offers, partnership proposals, and client referrals that would generate substantially more revenue than the $28,000 my family had stolen for their cruise, proving that their theft had accidentally created extraordinary financial opportunities. But while my professional life was being enhanced by wedding publicity, my family was beginning to understand the magnitude of what they had forfeited through their decision to prioritize vacation over celebration, networking, and family relationship maintenance. The first indication that my family was realizing their mistake came through frantic phone calls from relatives who had seen the wedding coverage and were beginning to calculate what Lucas's stagnant career might have gained from networking with Academy Award winners and Fortune 500 executives. "Lucas is panicking about the celebrity guest list," my Aunt Linda reported during a phone call that revealed growing family concern about missed opportunities. "He's realizing that attending your wedding could have opened doors for his career that he's been struggling to advance for years." The revelation that Lucas was beginning to understand the professional value of relationships he had forfeited for a cruise vacation was particularly satisfying, because it meant he was finally grasping the difference between short-term pleasure and long-term opportunity development. "Ashley keeps asking whether any of the celebrities at your wedding work in industries that could have helped Lucas find better employment," Linda continued. "She's starting to realize that they chose a week-long vacation over networking opportunities that could have changed their entire professional trajectory." My parents' reaction to the wedding coverage was even more dramatic, as they began to understand that their decision to support Lucas's theft and attend the cruise had cost them social standing and professional respect within their own community. "Edward and Sharon are embarrassed about missing your celebrity wedding," another relative reported. "Their friends have been asking why they weren't in any of the photos with Academy Award winners and business leaders, and they don't know how to explain choosing a cruise over their daughter's industry networking event." The social consequences of missing my wedding were compounding as community members who had seen the entertainment industry coverage began questioning why my parents had been absent from such a significant celebration that clearly demonstrated my professional success and industry influence. But perhaps the most satisfying aspect of my family's growing panic was their desperate attempt to claim they had always planned to attend the wedding, while simultaneously trying to hide the evidence of their cruel theft and social media mockery. "Your family is telling people that they had a family emergency that prevented them from attending," my cousin reported. "But everyone has seen their cruise photos and the nasty social media posts about stealing your money, so their lies aren't working." The comprehensive evidence of their planning, theft, and mockery made it impossible for my family to rewrite history or claim innocent absence, while the celebrity wedding coverage made their choice look increasingly petty and short-sighted to anyone who understood professional networking and career development. The entertainment industry coverage included quotes from celebrity guests who praised my professional abilities and personal character, creating a public record of respect and admiration that contrasted sharply with my family's cruel social media posts about stealing my wedding money. Harper Stevens represents the best of entertainment marketing, Marcus Chen had told Entertainment Weekly. She combines creative vision with professional integrity in ways that make her both an exceptional colleague and a valued friend. The professional testimonials from successful industry leaders provided exactly the kind of career validation that my family had never offered, while demonstrating that my worth was recognized and celebrated by people whose opinions actually mattered in my field. Meanwhile, my family's cruise vacation was ending with the growing realization that their theft had cost them far more than they had gained, as the networking opportunities, industry recognition, and social connections they had forfeited would have provided benefits lasting far beyond their week-long Caribbean trip. Lucas keeps talking about how he could have met entertainment industry executives who might have hired him. Ashley admitted during a phone call where she attempted to gauge whether reconciliation might restore access to my professional network. He's worried that he missed his best chance for career advancement. The admission that my family was beginning to understand the true cost of their betrayal was satisfying evidence that their cruel choice was generating exactly the kind of long-term consequences that their short-sighted thinking had earned. But their growing panic and desperate attempts at reconciliation were about to discover that some betrayals are too comprehensive and too public to be forgiven through apologies and promises of changed behavior. Have you ever watched toxic people realize they had forfeited extraordinary opportunities for petty gratification, then panic when they understood the true cost of their betrayal? That's exactly what my family was experiencing as the celebrity wedding coverage made their stolen cruise look like the expensive mistake it had always been. Their attempts to repair the damage they had caused were about to learn that some bridges, once burned with such deliberate cruelty, cannot be rebuilt through regret and desperation. The long-term consequences of my family's wedding betrayal created exactly the kind of comprehensive life changes that demonstrated the wisdom of choosing authentic relationships over toxic blood connections. As my career flourished through celebrity networking, while my family faced ongoing social embarrassment and professional consequences for their theft and public mockery of my marriage celebration. The entertainment industry coverage of my wedding generated business opportunities that exceeded anything I could have achieved through traditional marketing efforts, as celebrity guests became advocates for my professional services while sharing their positive experiences with other industry leaders who needed marketing expertise. Harper's innovative approach to campaign development has revolutionized how we think about audience engagement. The Grammy-winning musician told Billboard magazine in an interview about marketing trends. Her wedding celebration demonstrated the same attention to detail and creative vision that makes her such an effective professional partner. The organic testimonials from celebrity clients created a portfolio of endorsements that established my marketing firm as the preferred choice for high-profile entertainment projects, generating client inquiries and contract opportunities that increased my annual revenue by over 300% within 6 months of the wedding. But beyond the professional benefits, the personal relationships I had developed with successful, accomplished people created a chosen family that provided the support, celebration, and genuine affection that my blood relatives had never offered consistently throughout my life. The wedding showed us what these celebrations should really be about, Marcus Chen said during a dinner party 6 months later. Surrounding yourself with people who want to see you succeed, rather than people who resent your achievements while taking your generosity for granted. The contrast between my thriving professional and personal life and my family's ongoing struggles with the consequences of their betrayal was becoming increasingly apparent as time revealed the full scope of opportunities they had forfeited for a week-long cruise vacation. Lucas's employment situation had actually deteriorated after potential employers in entertainment and business learned about his involvement in stealing his sister's wedding money, as professional networks share information about character issues that affect hiring decisions and partnership opportunities. Companies don't want to hire people who would steal from family members and mock their siblings' achievements, a recruiter explained when Lucas inquired about his difficulty finding employment in industries where my celebrity connections might have provided introductions and opportunities. My parents faced similar social consequences within their community, as neighbors and friends who had seen the celebrity wedding coverage continued to question why they had chosen a cruise over their daughter's industry networking event and marriage celebration. People know that Edward and Sharon missed Harper's wedding to take a vacation, community members would say, and everyone can see from the magazine coverage that they forfeited incredible networking opportunities and social connections for a cruise ship buffet. The ongoing social embarrassment was compounded by their inability to explain their absence without admitting to theft and deliberate cruelty, as the evidence of their planning and mockery made any innocent explanation impossible to maintain credibly. 6 months after my wedding, I received the call I had been expecting from Patricia, who was desperate to restore family relationships that might provide access to my professional network and social connections that could benefit Lucas's struggling career and their damaged reputation. "Harper, we realize we made a terrible mistake," Patricia said during the conversation that would test whether their remorse was genuine or motivated by recognition of what they had lost. "We want to apologize and rebuild our relationship with you and Michael." "What exactly are you apologizing for?" I asked, curious whether they would acknowledge the full scope of their betrayal or attempt to minimize their theft and cruelty as a misunderstanding that could be easily forgiven and forgotten. "We shouldn't have missed your wedding," Patricia replied carefully. "And we realize now that it was an important event that we should have prioritized over our vacation plans." The euphemistic language that characterized their systematic theft as vacation plans and their cruel mockery as simply missing my wedding revealed that their apology was motivated by consequences rather than genuine understanding of their betrayal. "You didn't miss my wedding," I corrected. "You stole $28,000 that I spent on your first-class flights and used that money to fund your own cruise while posting social media content that mocked my marriage and celebrated your theft of my wedding investment." The silence that followed my accurate description of their behavior indicated that they had hoped to restore relationships through vague apologies that avoided acknowledging the criminal and cruel nature of their actions. "We were wrong to change the flight arrangements," Patricia admitted reluctantly, "but we hope you can forgive family mistakes and allow us to be part of your life again." "Family mistakes don't include theft, fraud, and public mockery," I replied. "And people who choose vacation over their daughter's wedding while stealing her money aren't family worth having in my life." The conversation continued with Patricia's increasingly desperate attempts to restore access to relationships and opportunities that Lucas's career and their social standing required. But their unwillingness to accept full responsibility for their betrayal made reconciliation impossible. "Lucas needs professional contacts and networking opportunities," Patricia finally admitted, "and we realize that your celebrity connections could help him find better employment if you're willing to provide introductions and recommendations." "Lucas had the opportunity to meet Academy Award winners and Fortune 500 executives at my wedding," I replied, "but he chose to steal my money for a cruise instead. The consequences of that choice are permanent, and my professional relationships aren't available to people who demonstrated such poor character and judgment." The finality in my voice made it clear that their theft had eliminated any possibility of benefiting from relationships they had forfeited through their own greed and cruelty, while my chosen family of accomplished professionals provided everything I needed in terms of support and celebration. 2 years after my wedding, my family's situation had deteriorated further as the long-term consequences of their betrayal continued affecting their professional opportunities and social relationships. While my career had flourished through connections and partnerships that originated from the celebrity wedding they had missed. The marketing firm I had expanded through entertainment industry relationships was now representing some of the most successful artists and brands in multiple creative industries, generating revenue and recognition that made my professional goals achievable years ahead of schedule. "Your wedding changed everything about your career trajectory," my business partner observed. "And the relationships you built through that celebration have created opportunities that most marketing executives spend decades trying to develop." But perhaps the most meaningful aspect of my post-wedding life was understanding that people who choose their convenience over your milestones aren't family worth having. and that surrounding yourself with people who celebrate your success creates infinitely more happiness than maintaining relationships with relatives who resent your achievements. Have you ever discovered that cutting toxic people from your life created space for extraordinary relationships and opportunities that exceeded anything their presence had ever provided? Sometimes the greatest gift someone can give you is showing their true character clearly enough that you can make informed decisions about their place in your future. If this story resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button and share your experiences in the comments below. Remember that true family shows up for your important moments, while people who choose their convenience over your celebrations reveal they were never really family at all. See you in our next story here on Her Sweet Revenge.